What's up, everybody? We're inside the building here, Little Rock, Arkansas. Laramie Wilson, Cord McCoy joining me here. Kind of going to go over some key matchups today. This is the third major classic of the ABBI season this year. It's the same set of bulls we've been seeing since the beginning of the year. The world title race for the classic is heating up more than ever. Cord, we might as well start with you riding solo. Thought he moved to the lead last week. Some refiguring, I guess you could say. Riding solo, now in second place, less than $500. You got to be feeling good about him.
Well, I guess, you know, looking at the world title race right now, I think those top bulls are shaking around a little bit. But I think all the contractors that know they have a bull that has the possibility of winning the $100,000 for the year-end championship, the idea, or our idea, is to get the 6 highest scores we can get throughout the year to take into the PBR World Finals. To be your world champion, you take your best 6 into Vegas and then count those 2. So, you know, like a 90-point score like Solo gets last week is almost one less trip that you might have to put on him later in the year. And like you said, we're 3 majors in against the top 35 riders in the world. So, man, we're testing these bulls this year, but pretty excited about how most of the 4-year-old or even a 3-year-old last week is performing.
For sure.
What do you have to pick? You think Solo's got it in him again? You going with something else? You think Midnight Rock may step up? What do you got picked to kind of shine this weekend? Maybe not one of yours.
Yeah, and I think just like a bull rider, I think it's a little bit of a drawing competition. You know, and I felt like Solo for last week with a 3-time world champion. When he was in the chute on him for a while, I thought it's either going to be way better or way worse. I just didn't know which way it would go. And you look down this 35 bulls. You know, any contractor that calls in to Pueblo and says, I want to put my bull in to Little Rock, the top 35 riders in the world, believes in their animal. There's a lot of good bulls that we've seen, you know, shoot some amazing flares throughout their careers. This set of bulls has got a lot of stats put together just to come into this event. So you hate to be that guy, but it could be any of these bulls. I think it's like batters a little bit. Bulls get on hot streaks and others. You know, with just a little bit of a help of a good draw of a rider, a bunch of these bulls could show out tonight.
Yeah, I agree. When you talk about, it's kind of a drawing contest, not only for the riders and the bulls and the riders. Last weekend, it was a major upset. I thought OK Brand with Ezekiel, he had already won 3 classics in a row. You kind of think, oh, he's got it in him. He drew good. It's kind of let down, and like I said with Silvano, nothing against Solo. I think he's a great bull, but typically when one draws Silvano, they do not look as good. And he comes out on top, OK Brand. I mean, it's just a total turn of events. I don't know the bull riders got this weekend,
yeah,
but it's hard to bet against him when he bucks Silvano off like that. Wow, he's really got the tools.
Well, and you know, if Solo is prepared for it, last year we felt like we did maybe make some mistakes with Solo because we pushed him out there to that classic competition, and he faced some of the top Brazilian riders last year, and maybe didn't take it as good as we want. But on the other end, it's got him more prepared for 2020. In that when he has to spend more time in there to take more rope, I think he is better prepared for it than of course last year.
Right, for sure. I guess you're a little bit nervous to pick your champion bull this weekend, but I'm going to go ahead and name one. I kind of like Suns Up with Matt Triplett. I think he looked really good last weekend in Lockwood, 90.5. He placed at Fort Worth. He placed last weekend. I think he may be one to come out on top with Matt. That's a good draw for rider and bull.
Speaking of Suns Up, Joe and Nina Webb just walked up, and that bull has really been showing out.
I saw him coming.
We liked him. We talked about him at lunch. We liked him at Oklahoma City, and you're pretty amazed on how those bulls bounce back against Jess Lockwood. He got rode, and I think he'll just be that much better this week. Sometimes it brings the best out of those bulls.
For sure, and that's what I was going to bring up. Talking to Brandon last week, the handler on Suns Up, Brandon Stewart, he said that the bull had never been tried by anybody of that caliber. They just spurred him, you know, and the bull never weakened. If anything got better, it will be interesting to see, like you said, how he comes back from a situation like that. I guess I'll go ahead and my underdog pick. I'm going to go with GP 634 of Buddy and Cody Garrett. He's drawing a little deep with Wallace Vieira and De Oliveira, but got to see a couple videos from the house and at Odessa, the bull riding last week. I think that bull's big and strong and bucks hard. He gets up off the ground, turns in the gate, and he's a son of Smooth Over, which we got to see Smooth Over through the competition system. That bull was as good as any of them in his day, and heck, he don't even have a name yet. So,
any of y'all got a pick for the Cowboy for the round win? Not our strong point, huh?
You know, I know that I've seen it a couple of times. I think, you know, you watch Matt Triplett at the World Finals, finished in the top 2 or 3, has been a #1 bull rider in the world several times. I think not only is that a great bull, you know, just proved to be 90 points, I think Triplett can get it all figured out. And there's been several instances we've seen even at the PBR World Finals where the Classic World Champion was a round win as well, which was usually JB Moody against whatever it was. But I think that could be the same here. I think Suns Up could be considered a champion and the champion rider at the same time. I mean, to be 90 points, you got to have a 45-point bull, and that could happen right there in Suns Up.
Yep. I like the pick. I think I'm going to go with Dalen on Kitty Hawk. I like the bull. He gets off the ground, turns loose of it. You can't hardly bet against Dalen, and when he gets tapped off, he can spur one and spur him hard. So I'm going to go with Dalen on that.
That bull definitely kicks through it like a bareback horse. There's not a better bareback rider here than Dalen as well. So.
I guess right before we kind of come to a close here, 2L Hurricane Party of Melton and Partners. That bull was really outstanding last week. Finished third. Out of the lefts, was he third or second? Just kind of jogging my memory. I think he was third.
Third, I think.
But anyways, out of the lefts went right, and Colton Jesse rode him a ways. And as you were just saying, he didn't make the whistle, but the bull, like, it can hurt him or help him. And that bull didn't do anything but get better and better and better. And he's got Bradley Britton drawn today. I'm kind of back to the bull side, I guess. I like Hurricane Party also.
Yeah, you're talking about the bull side of it. There was a bull that finished 5th last week, and I thought it was a little unnoticed, maybe even underrated last week. What about that bull that done him 630?
I have the privilege of getting to haul that bull hard. But that was only the second time that I've got to buck that bull this year. He went third at San Antonio, a Tour Pro PBR there. I thought the bull really fired last week. And Kobaba being in the top 15 right now, kind of handled him all right. I think the bull is still maturing. He's a little waspy in the box to say, and it took a little bit. We've drawn Eduardo Aparecido this week. I'm just a little bit nervous how the whole box situation is going to go. But I think if he can be fast, I think that bull, he feels good, he's moving good, he acts good. I think, I can hope anyways, he'd have a top 5 finish again.
I think he's got it. I think the bull's getting stronger. The more you get to buck him, the more he gets on the road. I think 630 is just going to keep moving up. Definitely a strong contender for the classic round tonight.
Well, Cord, Laramie, thank you. Everybody, stay tuned. It's going to kick off here at 7:45, and we'll have some results for you as soon as we can.
Thanks.